start with some shamatha meditation. So finding a straight spine, a soft close of the eyes and lips, and just connecting to your spine this morning. Noticing how your spine's feeling. Crown of your head pointing up towards the ceiling. And taking a few deep breaths to get started. Just noticing the quality of your breath this morning. Maybe holding a breath at the top of the inhale. And then a nice, long, elongated exhale, maybe sighing out your first few breaths, releasing any stagnant energy. And breathing in a nice, fresh breath. Again, holding at the top. And a nice, long exhale, softening through your shoulders, your hips, and connecting to the base of your spine. So this week's mantra is I am grounded and I am stable. So we'll be focusing as we build into our downward facing dogs, warrior one, and trying our first balance pose today. The mantra we're focused on is I am grounded, I am stable. So connecting to the base of your spine, carrying on the breath. Keep filling up all the space in your body with an inhale. And as you exhale, releasing and grounding down through the base of your spine. And just imagining a nice, bright, red light at the base of your spine, your root chakra. And just breathing in through that bright white light, inhaling, filling up. Holding for a moment at the top. And breathing out, surrendering down into that bright red light at the base of your spine. And just continuing the breath, breathing into the bright red light at the base of your spine. Holding the breath at the top. And then releasing, surrendering down. 3 more breaths, just staying connected to the bright red light. And breathing the bright red light through the back of your spine. I am grounded. I am stable. Holding at the top. And exhaling, releasing, softening. 2 more, your breaths, your count, your bright red light at the base of your spine, coming all the way up the back of the spine. Holding, and then releasing, softening. 1 more. Again, enlivening all your senses at the start of practice, your smell, your oil candle, any sounds around you, the touch of your hands to your clothes and that beautiful visualization of the bright red light. I am grounded. I am stable. And just blinking open the eyes in your own time, moving any props from underneath you just to the side. And finding that cat-cow movement, staying with your breath, staying with that bright red light at the base of your spine, and connecting both hands, both feet. Maybe bringing the knees out wide, just to support your foundation, dropping the belly down on the inhale. And exhale, using your hands to push your spine up, head, neck, shoulders soft. And your breath, maybe 4 or 5 counts to fill up a fresh inhale, softening through your belly. And then maybe 6 or 7 counts to push the spine up towards the ceiling. Stretching out to angry cat. 3 more breaths just like that. Inhaling, filling up the belly. And exhale, pushing, stretching the spine, cat's pose. Your breaths, your movements, finding your rhythm with your breath. Waking up the spine, releasing any tension, maybe moving the neck, the hips, wherever you need to release. And then finding that wide knee child's pose, knees wide, big toes together, and stretching forward, forehead down, release, surrender. Releasing tension through the lower back, connecting to that bright red light, warming up the base of the spine, breathing it in through the whole spine. And exhaling, surrendering, releasing the forehead, maybe moving the head from side to side, releasing any thoughts. Really getting into your body this morning, this afternoon. And a few breaths here, softening. And the reason I spoke about Hina, the moon goddess, is because we started a new moon in Cancer. The new moon is the darkest sky, a time to go inwards, connect inwards, connect to how our body's feeling, where our energy's at, and really filling up our cup so we can provide the best version of ourselves to those around us outside. So inhale, come back up, neutral spine, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and just find yourself down onto your heels, hands come onto your thighs, and just bringing yourself into a straight spine, connecting to that bright red light. I am grounded and stable. And bringing the hands out in front. Moving the hands to the ceiling, creating that external rotation through the upper arms. Bringing the hands back, keeping the external rotation of the upper arms, reaching forward. And we're finding downward facing dog. Tucking the toes, connecting the hands down to the mat, and bringing the feet down towards the mat, triangle pose. Hips come up to the ceiling, head, neck, shoulders drop down. And now we're connecting to the backs of our legs. Keeping a bend through the elbows if you have got any pain or sensitivity through the elbows. And keeping a nice broad back through the backs of the shoulders. And just pedaling out the feet, left heel to the mat, right heel to the mat. Just feeling into the backs of the legs. Breathing in through the backs of the legs, the whole spine. And then exhaling, stillness. And finding a slow walk to the front of the mat. That halfway lift at the front. Fingers to mat or shins. Heart forward. Exhale, release, soften the chest to thighs, forehead towards the shins. Inhale, 2 more. Exhale, soften, releasing the spine. Maybe sighing out. 1 more inhale, breathing through the backs of the legs. Exhale, release, forehead towards the shins. And then just standing slowly, vertebra by vertebra. Head last to roll up. Keeping a soft bend through the knees, grounded through both feet. And then raising the arms up to the ceiling, maybe gazing. And bringing prayer hands to heart center, closing down the eyes, connecting to both feet, connecting to that bright red light at the base of the spine. Standing tall, heart forward. Finding a gentle smile through your lips, softness to your practice. Releasing the hands down, mountain pose, shoulders soft, heart forward. And then bring the arms up to the ceiling, stretch up, inhale. Prayer hands through heart center, exhale, halfway lift. And finding your plank pose, hands under shoulders, feet back, pushing the heels either straight legs or bringing the knees down to bring more softness through your elbows, shoulders. Just connecting into where your body's at today. Taking an inhale, sucking the belly in, finding that arch through the spine. And then bringing yourself slowly down to the mat, either knees, chest, chin, or gently bringing yourself to your belly. Bringing the feet out wide, opposite corners of the mat. Reaching the arms forward just to bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. Closing down the eyes and breathing into that bright red light, lower back. Sending energy to our root chakra, our base, our foundation, the house of our kidneys. And softening through the belly, the pelvis, to find your full expression of your back bend. And if you do want more, then bringing the hands out and stretching the arms into seal pose, a beautiful morning stretch. Enlivening more into the middle back. 3 breaths wherever you are, keeping softness through your shoulders, space for your neck. Any twinging, just come back down to the elbows, honoring your body. Unclenching the bum, softness through the legs. And then bringing the forehead down onto the backs of the hands, bending the knees, windscreen wiping, nourishing the back bend, releasing. And then hands back under the shoulders, your choice, either back through the knees or lifting yourself back through a plank pose and finding downward facing dog, stretching the lower spine, bright red lights through the lower back and sending that light through the backs of the legs, whole spine, head drops down. And raising the right leg just to hip height. Bringing the right foot forward, finding that beautiful runner's lunge, pushing the back heel, heart forward, really connecting to that left hip flexor, opening, increasing our flexibility, our strength. And then your choice, either bringing the knee down and finding a half lunge, or staying strong, sucking in the belly and coming up into full high lunge. Sucking the belly in protects the lower spine, reaching the arms up wide. And cactusing on the inhale, chest to sky. Exhale, release the back bend, stretch up. Inhale, keeping that back leg nice and straight, turning on the left glute. Exhale, stretch. One more inhale, really switching on the left glute, toning your buttocks. Exhale, stretch up, hold one more inhale, suck the belly. Then exhale, bringing the hand down, hopefully warming up now, back knee down. Those beautiful half split and transitions, so coming down, straight leg, forehead to the shin. And then inhale, heart forward, filling up. Exhale, stretch, forehead to shin, stretching our hamstring. Inhale, fill up. And exhale, release, stretch, release, surrender. Fill up, one more inhale. Bringing the hands down, maybe raising to that three-legged dog, or just stepping back into a downward facing dog. I am grounded, I am stable, connecting to all four corners of triangle pose, downward dog. Pushing the hips up towards the ceiling, you're connecting to the L shape of the thumb and forefinger. Grounding both hands, bringing the heels down towards the mat. And raising the left leg to hip height, stepping through into that runner's lunge, heart forward. Inhale, opening through the right hip flexor. Quite intense sometimes. We hold a lot of our anxieties in our hip flexors. So really breathing into the right hip flexor to find softness and release. Inhale, suck the belly, coming into your chosen lunge. Reaching the arms up, softening through the shoulders. Finding your smile, sucking the belly and switching on that right glute. Finding a nice toned bum here. Inhale, fill up, reach the gaze up, mini back bend. Exhale, stretch up, release the back bend, push through the back heel. Inhale, heart up. Keep the belly sucked in, protecting the lower back. Exhale, reach up. Inhale, open. And exhale, release, stretch up, pushing through the back leg, switching on that right glute even more. Inhale, suck the belly. And exhale, release, hands come down. Bring the back knee, inhale, fill up, heart forward. Exhale, release, forehead to shin, straighten the left leg, stretching the back of the left hamstring. Inhale. Really getting into our legs here. Exhale, preparing for warrior. Inhale, fill up, heart forward. Exhale, release, forehead to shin, really stretching the left hammy. Inhale, back to runners one more time, bringing the hands down, and your choice, three-legged dog, or just stepping back gently into a downward facing dog. pushing the heels up towards the ceiling, dropping the back of the neck, head, shoulders soft. Connecting to the backs of your legs, breathing in through the backs of your legs. Beautiful stretch here through the backs of the legs and the whole spine. As you push the hips up and drop the head down. Finding a straight spine. And again, just gently walking to the front of the mat, finding your halfway lift. Exhale, release. 2 more just like that, inhaling, reaching the heart forward. And exhaling, releasing. 1 more inhale, breathing through the backs of the legs. Exhale, release. And reaching up, nice and tall. Gazing up if that's okay in your neck. Then landing in your standing pose, grounding through the feet, softness through your knees. Prayer hands to heart center, closing down the eyes, connecting to that beautiful bright red light, the base of your spine, shoulders soft, heart forward. I am grounded. I am stable. Releasing the hands, mountain pose, palms of the hands facing the front. And then raising the arms up, nice and tall, gaze up. Prayer hands through heart center, that halfway lift. Exhale, finding your plank either down onto your knees or full plank down onto your belly, however you want to get there. Bending the elbows, bringing the ribs alongside the upper arms. And we'll find cobra, but we're going to bring our hands out wide alongside the ribs, and we'll inhale, use the fingertips to find a beautiful deep back bend. Feet are at the outside corners of the mat. Exhale, forehead down. I'm going to do 5 of these. They're really invigorating, energizing. Inhale, breathing into that bright red light at the base of the spine. Exhale. Inhale, maybe taking in some of that beautiful smell. Exhale, release. 2 more. Inhale, delicious. Back bends. Exhale. 1 more inhale. Holding heart forward. Filling up. And then exhale, release. Coming into your wide knee child's pose, just to release the lower back. Knees wide, big toes together, reaching forward, forehead down. Maybe just wagging your tail from side to side, just to release those back bends. Beautiful back bends. There's a few in this practice this morning. Back bends, they say, are hugely energizing, better than a shot of coffee, they say. We're really tapping into that, energizing through the kidneys. And in Chinese medicine, they say we store our fears in our kidneys. So by energizing, we're turning our fears into courage. 1 more inhale. Exhale, releasing the lower back, releasing fears. And coming back to all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And tucking back into downward facing dog, pushing through the heels down towards the mat. Pushing hips up, softness through the elbows, coming down at any time into child's pose if downward dog gets too much. Otherwise, focusing on the thumb and forefinger, finding your L's. Keeping a soft bend through your knees if your hamstrings are tight. Otherwise, raising the right leg just to hip height and stepping through Coming into your high lunge now, using your core, switching on your left glute, shoulders soft. Breathing in, breathing out, and then stepping into warrior one pose. So with warrior one, bringing the hands onto the hips to keep you balanced while you get used to warrior one, and finding a 45-degree angle with the back foot. Keeping a nice straight leg, keeping that the left glute switched on, and pushing the right hip back, left hip forward, and a nice deep bend through that right thigh. So you should feel a nice switch of the left glute, a nice switch on through the whole back leg. And once you feel you've got your right hip back, left hip forward, then raise your arms up alongside your ears. Keeping nice and strong in both legs. I am grounded, I am stable. Switching on the inner thigh is really activating all of the body here. Finding your smile. Breathing in through the whole chest. Breathing out, shoulders soft. And then coming back to that high lunge, switching the back foot onto the toes. Switching on the left glute, making sure you're toning your bum. And then bringing hands onto your hips, straightening the right leg, and just bringing that left foot in slightly. Keeping the warrior one foot 45 degrees. And then reaching forward with the heart, inhale. And exhale, maybe grabbing your blocks. Maybe keeping a soft bend through the right leg. And then finding your chest towards your thighs, forehead towards your shin. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, forehead down. Just little pulses here while we open up the hammies. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pulse down. To keep as much bend as you need in that front leg by working to straighten it, but understandably that right hammy might be too tight to straighten. So again, just honoring any shakes that come up in these holding poses just means you're building strength. I know a few of you are having shakes, but that's definitely a good thing. Maybe sighing out the breaths, pushing the right hip back, left hip forward, keeping the alignment to get the most of the stretch. And then inhale, hands come back to hips, using your core, bringing yourself up, heart up. And then bringing your hands back down again, maybe stepping that left leg back a little bit. And your choice, finding your downward facing dog, maybe a three-legged dog, just to stretch out the right leg. And bringing the right leg back down. That same stretch on the left side, raising the left leg. Bringing the left leg forward, coming into your high lunge, switching on the right glute, toning the bum. And finding a nice deep bend through that left thigh. Reaching up with the fingers. Exhaling down the shoulders. And then bringing the hands to the hips. Finding warrior one with the back leg. So just switching it to a 45-degree angle. Turning on the right glute. Nice and straight through the whole back leg. Bringing the left hip back, right hip forward, correct alignment in the hips and pelvis. And then once your alignment's there, raising the arms up to the ceiling. And on the exhale, deepening the bend through the left thigh while keeping that back leg straight. Beautiful warrior one. Staying connected to the bright red light at the base of your spine. I am grounded. I am stable. One more inhale, really reaching up the fingertips to the ceiling, but also softening the shoulders down the back. Inhale back to high lunge, switching onto the toes, keeping the right glute switched on. And then bringing the hands to the hips, stepping in that back leg a little bit, straightening through the legs, 45 degrees of the back foot. Inhale, reach up with the heart. And then finding your fallen triangle pose. Maybe using the blocks for a few breaths, pushing the left hip back, right hip forward, connecting to that beautiful left hamstring. Getting into our legs, keeping as much bend in that left knee as you need. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, forehead towards the shin. Inhale, heart forward. Just pulsing here, forehead down, really getting into the left tummy, embracing any shaking, wobbles. You're building strength through your ankles and your legs, your foundations. Building our foundations for stability and strength. One more inhale, breathing into the left tummy. Exhale, pushing the left hip back. And then bringing the hands back to the hips, coming up. Heart forward. And then bringing the hands down, maybe stepping that right leg back a bit. And coming into your three-legged dog or just landing in downward facing dog, your choice. And again, your choice, stepping or maybe bending the knees and hopping to the front of the mat, bringing a bit of play to practice, halfway lift. Exhale, forehead to shins. Two more, just really opening through the backs of the legs, indulging in these stretches. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, release, and then reaching, standing tall, beautiful. Inhale, fill up. And exhale, prayer hands to heart center, grounding through the feet, connecting to the heat you've created for your body. Breathing into the heart space, connecting to that bright red light. Strength, stability. I am grounded. Inhale, finding your smile. And exhale, releasing the hands down, shoulders soft, knees soft. And then reaching, standing, gazing. Inhale. Exhale, hands through heart center, that halfway lift. Your plank. And coming down onto the belly. A couple of cobras here, just as we did before. So inhaling using the fingertips, feet wide. Exhale, two more. Inhale, finding that delicious back bend. Exhale, one more. And exhale, finding your downward facing dog. Option to come through your knees to bring softness through your elbows and shoulders. Or coming through plank into a downward facing dog, pushing the hips up. And using the grounding through the hands and the feet. Stretching through the backs of the legs. Head, neck, shoulder comes down. And landing, a couple of breaths. And raising the right leg just to hip height. Stepping through your high lunge. And then bringing that back foot into warrior one, that 45-degree angle, switching on the left glute, toning your bum, toning the insides of your legs, switching on both legs, deepening through that right thigh, shoulders soft, reaching up. Exhale, grounding down through the feet. And bringing the hands behind you, clasping the hands at your lower back where that bright red light is. And then reaching the hands, finding a back bend, reaching the heart up to the ceiling. And exhale back to warrior one, hands come up. Landing, sucking the belly in. Coming back to that high lunge. And then exhale, release, hands come down, coming into your three-legged dog. And landing in downward facing dog, switching sides, left leg raises. Bringing left leg forward, finding that high lunge. Sucking the belly in, reaching the hands up and switching on that right glute. Engaging the whole back leg, toning the legs. Switching on the inner thighs. And finding your warrior one, grounding the back foot down, 45 degrees. Connecting to the inner legs, both legs. Softening the shoulders. And again, bringing the hands behind, finding that back bend, connecting to the bright red light. Breathing in, mini back bend. And then release, hands come up, warrior one. Nice and deep through that left thigh, no cheating. Inhale, raising the arms up. And exhale, release, hands come down. Up to your three-legged dog. And landing in downward facing dog. Pushing through the hands. Bringing the heels maybe a bit closer to the mat now. Head, neck, shoulders come down. And then bending or stepping to the front of the mat, your choice. Halfway lift. And exhale, we're finding gorilla pose. So bringing the hands underneath the feet. And we're literally massaging our wrists with our toes. Finding a release through the hands. And bringing belly to thighs, forehead towards the shins, dropping the whole spine down. Connecting to that bright red light at the base of our spine. And sending it through the whole back body, backs of the legs. Breathing and softening a little bit deeper with each exhale. One more inhale, suck the belly in. Exhale, soften. And then releasing the hands. And coming up, keeping a slight bend in the knees, reaching tall. Lean prayer, hands to heart center, landing. Finding your smile, bending through your knees, softness through your legs, grounded through both feet. We'll come into chair pose. So we've really built strength through our legs now. So bringing the hands to scrape along the mat to make sure you've got a nice deep chair. And reaching the hands alongside the ears, nice and strong in your legs now after those warriors and lunges. Shaking's fine. Making sure you can see your big toes in front of your knees. And breathing in, sucking the belly. Exhaling, sinking deeper. Inhale, sucking the belly, reaching the arms forward. Exhale, sink deeper. Inhale, sucking the belly. I know it's hard. Reaching forward. Exhale, sink deeper. One more, and we're going to be on the floor. Inhale, suck the belly. And exhale, coming down onto the mat. Giving yourself a hug, cosmic egg. Big toes to the mat. Maybe balancing on your balm if that feels good. You've got that sense of balance. Closing the eyes, forehead to knees. Coming back to our center. I'm going to come back to that boat pose that we connected to last week. So reaching the legs, either shins parallel to the mat, maybe just holding onto your shins, pointing the toes, sucking the belly in. We'll be doing much more work with our core next week. These first 2 weeks are very much about getting into our legs, finding our sense of grounding, our foundations. Next week will be fire and core. But we'll bring a little bit of it in here. If you want to have a play at straightening your legs, even still holding onto the shins, or maybe bringing the hands up and taking an inhale. And exhale, low boat. We hold onto our thighs, reach the legs forward. Inhale, high boat. Exhale, come down, holding onto our thighs. One more inhale. I know this is strong. I'm shaking. Exhale, low boat. We'll do one more. Inhale, really warming ourselves up. And exhale, hold, low boat. And just rocking if you can, really connecting to your core for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release to the mat and bring the arms overhead, interlacing the fingers, stretching, reaching in both directions. Exhale, sigh it out. We're going to continue with some energizing back bends while we're still warmed up. So bringing the feet underneath the knees. If you want a more restorative option, an option to use your block, lift up the hips and put your block on the highest setting. It feels really delicious to rest your hips on the blocks like this and bring the hands overhead, grabbing hold of opposite elbows and just breathing in through the whole back body. This is delicious. Or if you want a more dynamic flow, then join me, bringing the hips down a little bit, giving yourself space. Feet underneath the knees, and then inhaling, lifting the arms, reaching the hands overhead. And you're pushing the hips up, but you're letting the bum and legs stay soft. Exhale, release. We'll do 5. Inhale, reach up. Pushing the hips up. Exhale, release. So just like last week, keeping that energy moving up the spine. Inhale, really pushing the hips up. Exhale, connecting to the inner thighs as you lift up. And a lot of activation through the legs. So really connecting to that strength. Exhale, release. One more, and just holding at the top just for a moment. Maybe grabbing hold of opposite elbows, really filling up the breath through the heart space. Pushing the hips up. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Release. And just bringing the knees to the chest. Rocking side to side. And then we'll rock up and down, just massaging our spine. Just releasing the back bends. A few rock and rolls. And then coming up to a seat. And bringing the feet together, we're going to find butterfly pose. We've done a lot of work through the spine, through our legs. It can feel quite nice if you do have a bolster to put the bolster underneath your knees or even on top of your feet. If you don't have bolsters, then sofa cushions can work just as well. I'll grab one. Just to give you some support for the back of your neck. So bringing the feet together, cushion or bolster, maybe even blocks, building a tower. You want to have a tower so that you can release the back of your neck and the head. So the feet are together, knees are out wide. And we're taking an inhale, finding a straight spine. And an exhale, releasing and surrendering onto your tower. So you want to get softness through the back of your neck to really release the head. And find a beautiful sense of surrender through the whole spine. Connecting to that bright red light at the base of the spine. And finding that melting sensation through the whole spine as you surrender down. Taking a few nourishing breaths up the whole spine. And exhaling, finding that beautiful opening through the hips. A couple more breaths, beautifully nourishing for the nervous system. Really connecting to the opening through your body, your hips, the strength through your legs. And inhaling, bringing the hands down, guiding yourself up, moving the props to the side, and grabbing any jumpers, scarves, socks, whatever you need for Shavasana. Getting yourself prepared, coming down onto your back. Maybe taking a twist from side to side, just to bring a twist in through the spine. Maybe bringing the knees to the right and then the left. Just to stretch out the hips from all the work we've done through the lunges and warriors. Just bringing the knees from side to side, not too much. Just a little bit to release the outer hips. So we bring in some deeper hip stretches next week, some pigeon pose. So we're doing a lot more work through the hips next week. Just taking a few breaths on each side of your twist. Cooling down the body, knees back to center. Maybe a mini happy baby, just to really release through the legs, rubbing the outside or inside of the legs. Feet, and then stretching one leg, maybe the other, just releasing the legs from all the work they've done. Making sure you're nice and warm. And bringing your legs down the mat. Option to bring your cushions or bolsters underneath your knees to support you. Whatever you need. The cushions and bolsters underneath your knees can really help lower your back down towards the mat. And just bringing the feet out a little bit wide, arms out wide alongside the body. Or for those first few breaths, maybe bringing left hand to heart, right hand to belly to really connect within. This new moon in Cancer. New moon, time to go within, restore, regenerates. So Shavasana is just as important as any other pose in yoga. It's where all the magic integrates through the body. Maybe connecting to that subtlety of the energy moving through the body, redistributing, reorganizing. Making sure the back of your head is nice and heavy against the mat. Connecting to that bright red light at the base of your spine. And sending that beautiful light up the whole back body, middle back, upper back, back of your neck, crown. And connecting to your heart space now. Softness through your heart space. Connecting to a beautiful light at your heart space. Maybe that's red, maybe it's white, maybe it's golden. Just connect to a color at your heart space. Beautiful healing energy. And just connect to that expansive energy that fills up your heart space, softens your ribs, your stomach, filling up your left arm, left shoulder, left armpit. Moving across to your right arm, right shoulder, right armpit. Coming up through your throat, filling up your face, your cheeks, your eyes, your forehead. Nourishing your brain, crown of your head, that beautiful colored light at your heart space, passing through your pelvis, your left leg, your right leg, beautiful healing energy. Swirling around your body. Turning fear into courage for the day ahead, the week ahead. And just basking in this energy that you've created. Breathing in, connecting your inhale to that beautiful healing energy. Holding the breath at the top. And exhaling, softening, surrendering down onto your mat. Breathing in again. Filling up all the space you've created in your body And just moving the fingers and toes. Just gentle movements. Still breathing into your heart space. Maybe sighing out the breath. Just bringing some circles to your wrists, your ankles. Bringing left hand to heart, right hand to belly. Connecting to that beautiful inhale through your chest. Maybe moving your head from side to side, just releasing the back of the neck, back of the head. And bringing the knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a gentle hug, releasing that lower back a little bit more. Just moving from side to side, building up a little bit of momentum. Take you to one side, keeping the eyes closed down, prayer hands together. Maybe forming a pillow for your head. Keeping the eyes closed down and just staying in your little yoga cocoon for a few more moments longer. And then slowly just coming up to seated position, just like we started at the beginning, in your own time, no rush. And keeping that left hand to heart, right hand to belly, staying connected within. New moon, staying within. Creating space, some self-love, nourishment. Connecting to that beautiful energy within yourself. That beautiful heart space. Whatever light, whatever color light came to you, just staying with that this week. Knowing it's always there to connect to, keep you balanced. Staying grounded within. And bringing prayer hands together, heart center. And bowing the head down to the wisdom of your heart. Taking another breath into the back of your heart. Exhale, softening the shoulders, softening down back onto the mat. Namaste. Blinking open the eyes gently, no sudden movements.